Guys, so in this video I'm going to be looking at bands that wouldn't be here without Black Sabbath. So let's get on with the show. Black Sabbath started this thing we call heavy metal, but some bands are more directly influenced than others. Alright, so the short list of bands who wouldn't be on here without Black Sabbath will simply read all of them. At least if you listen to the music of the heavy variety, as the band who came up with the most blueprint for metal as we know it. Sabbath have an enduring legacy that runs pretty much through every band, all of the increasingly multifaceted genre, and many more besides. Some bands owe them more than most, though whenever it's unmistakable, riff-driven approach, familiar doom laden, sonics, or some other undeniable influence, these are just a few of the bands who definitely wouldn't have been here without Black Sabbath. Wait, if you're a Black Sabbath fan, drop a like and comment down below what your favourite Black Sabbath song is. Now, Black Sabbath were never just about the big riffs, and despite their very name and the obsession with the occult was quite short-lived, it was, though, the very sense of bravery and adventure that appealed to Ghost mastermind Tobias Forge. What he said was that Black Sabbath have been massively influential on Ghost. When he was a little girl, they were one of the first heavy bands he started listening to, in the guise of a name in school. Even though on the albums regarded as heavy metal classics, you have these mournful ballads with just a piano and a mellotron. There's a lot of keyboards and orchestral stuff, a lot of straight rock and roll, and we wanted to channel that into Ghost, rather than just copying the riffs from Children of the Grave or System of the Universe. If you're a Ghost fan, drop a like and comment your favourite Ghost song down below. Royce Drenched Oddballs Melvins were one of Kurt Cobain's favourite bands, although they did have to fire him as a producer on their Houdini album, as he was just so out of it. They were a massive influence on grunge, sludge and alternative rock, but one of their own primary influences was the mighty Sabbath. As to prove a point, they recently cut out an EP called Sabbath, featuring Sleep's Alcis Renos, covering Black Sabbath and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and if you don't get much more savvier than that. If you're a Melvins fan, drop a like and comment your favourite Melvins songs down below. As with sludge metal, we could have picked any of the 80s and beyond doom metal, but we'll just stick with a couple of the most influential here. Vitus actually formed in 1979 under the name Tyrant, but changed their name in honour of Sab's song St. Vitus Dance. Scott Wino Weinreich just joined them in the mid-80s, in a time when arguably the finest album, Born Too Late, the second show he went ever to was Sabbath on their Paranoid tour. That he can tell you what I was wearing. Black velvet bloomers, calf-high black boots, and a red and black Dakishi. Asked to name his main influences, he answered, "Any of the first 3 Black Sabbath records were heavily influential on all of my musical creations from then until now. Let's count them as one." If you're a St. Vitus fan, drop a like and comment your favourite St. Vitus songs down below. Swede's Candlemass came a little bit later, but the 1986 classic Epicus Doom Metallicus was another hugely influential doom metal milestone. It all stems from the masters though, and there are plenty of connections to unpick. Candlemass have recorded their own Sabbath melody, originally a bonus track on the 88 album Ancient Dreams. And Tony Iommi made a guest appearance on their fabulously titled Astrolus, the Great Octopus on the Door to Doom last year. But basically just dip anywhere into their catalogue and their lineage is obvious. If you're a Candlemass fan, drop a like and comment your favourite Candlemass songs down below. The sonic similarities might be there all to see in doom metal, but Sabbath have also influenced surprising acts including rap metal pioneers Body Count. As Ice-T said in a recent interview in which he answers questions submitted, he was there from the very start. Asked which band got him into metal, and he said, "I started to like Blue Oyster, Deep Purple, and he was really into Black Sabbath. He actually bought the first Black Sabbath album and kept it on repeat, so he has to say Sabbath." And a lot of people say that Black Sabbath invented heavy metal, so I guess he was there at the beginning. And if you're a Body Count fan, drop a like and comment your favourite songs down below. Sabbath were a huge influence on the whole New Orleans sludge metal scene. Legendary drummer Bauer was a founder member of not only Eyehategod but Crowbar as well. You could pick anyone from those or a dozen others, but we'll just go with Eyehategod purely for the raw misanthropic edge they brought. Check their Sabbath jam from the tribute series in These Black Days Volume 1 for a lesson in how to do your own Sabbath covers. And if you're an Eyehategod fan, drop a like and comment your favourite songs down below. Solo output tends to have a very different feel to Black Sabbath's. But if you can't be his 6-string wingman for all of those years, playing Sabbath standards live as you go, without picking a few things up, Zakk Wylde's own band, Black Label Society, incorporated a lot of Sabbath groove into their beardy biker metal. And Zakk himself is such a fan that he also has his own tribute project called Black Sabbath. If you're a Black Label Society fan, drop a like and comment your favourite BLS songs down below. He isn't the only one to have his own fully fledged Black Sabbath tribute act, as Candlemass have also toured and put out an EP 2013 splendid Black Sabbath, Bastards of Reality, under the name Black Sabbath. The influence can also be frequently felt in the band's own sludgy riff-driven compositions, proving that Sabbath's icy grip also extends to the more hardcore side of the heavy spectrum. And if you're a Candlemass fan, drop a like and comment your favourite Candlemass songs down below. LA's Black Flag produced one of the first and certainly the most pivotal clash of hardcore aggression in Sabbath-inspired sludge on the second half of 1984's album My War. Although considered seminal and hugely influential in its own right, now, the release divided opinion and drew as much hate and love as at the time, which was probably the point. Introducing Sabbath for their reunion announcement in 2011, former Black Flag frontman Henry Rollins said when he heard Black Sabbath, he realised his life had a soundtrack. So if you're a Black Flag fan, drop a like down below and comment your favourite songs as well. This might have wide and varied sonic palette, but the Sabbath effect is still plainly audible in that riff-driven fossil cut out heart. Main man John Dyer Blazely said he thinks his guitar teacher saw him and he was going to be one of those punk kids, so he showed John a riff that he could play by a band with an element of danger to them. He's eternally grateful for that. Learning how to play power chords was a big deal at the time. When you realise you can play power chords, you can play music. If you're a Baroness fan, drop a like and drop your favourite songs down below in the comment section. Their very name is an anagram for two Black Sabbath songs, Electric Funeral and The Wizard. While their last album, Wizard Bloody Wizard, was very much a tribute to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, the Dorset doom metalers have never been shy about their worship of the Grummy legends. They've said that Sabbath has always been their first influence and probably their main influence as a British band, working class band that started from nothing. But Electric Wizard put their own twisted spin on things, taking the basic riff, heavy blueprint to uglier and heavier places. If you're an Electric Wizard fan, drop a like down below and comment your favourite songs below as well. Finally, Metallica have cited a lot of bands without whom they wouldn't be here without, but Black Sabbath are always foremost on the list. Many of these were represented on the two Garage EPs, with Sabbath's Sabra Cadabra getting the covers treatment on Garage Incorporated. The US Titans, who arguably took Sabbath's mantle as the single most influential metal band of the 80s and beyond, have also tackled numerous Sabbath songs live, including Hole in the Sky, Iron Man, when they had the honour of including Sabbath into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Metallica said was that if it weren't for Bill, Geezer, Ozzy and Tony, if it weren't for them, they wouldn't be there. Obviously, there is no Black Sabbath and there will be no Metallica. If it was no Black Sabbath, hard rock and heavy metal as we know it today would look and sound and be shaped very, very differently. So if there was no Black Sabbath, he could possibly still be a morning newspaper delivery boy. Well, I think we're all glad that Black Sabbath is definitely a thing. So if you're a Metallica fan, drop a like and comment your favourite Metallica songs down below. If you enjoy Black Sabbath, then here are some other bands to check out: Judas Priest, Dio, Motorhead, Rainbow, Iron Maiden, Danzig, Megadeth, Deep Purple, Ozzy Osbourne, Saxon and Accept. The links to all the songs, albums, bands mentioned will be in the description below. So if you made it this far and you want to see more heavy metal content, then definitely, absolutely subscribe. You'll thank me later. This is Lair the Lycan. I'm a metalhead. I talk heavy metal and there will be videos every other day.